Previously on Dragon Age.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
I am Prince Balin. Thaig told me of your efforts against the usurper who tried to claim my father's throne. We may not like each other, but the Blight is our first priority. We need absolute unity to fight against the fulcrum of true evil.
What have you there? A mirror? It is just the same as the mirror which Flemeth smashed on the ground so long ago. I suppose I should say thank you for the gift. 'Tis most thoughtful. Truly.
What do you know of the Paragon Branka? I was hoping you could use your legendary charm to persuade her that the rightful king should take the throne.
Stranger, have you seen a Grey Warden hereabouts? I hear tell that he, or was that she, you understand this was several flagons ago, was setting out to search for Branka on the Prince's own orders. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branka. Otherwise, good sodding luck. Caridin's Cross. I can't believe Balin actually tracked this place down. This used to be one of the biggest crossroads in the old Empire. You could get anywhere from here, including Ortan Thaig.
See any sign of Branka yet?
Not a one. But trust me, we will once we're on the path to the old Ortan Thaig. She was going to Caridin's home.
Great. Let's go.
I've been waiting for someone to say that for 2 sodding years.
Alright, welcome to Caridin's Cross. This is the first of 4 major areas that we'll be going through in this quest. And I see some hired goons up ahead, which probably means a fight.
Well, look what we have here. Some of Balin's new toadies. Let's show him who's king.
I sense something drawing near.
Whoa!
Let's get started. Prepare to be crushed.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Shale. How does it feel to be a giant statue?
What a bizarre question. How else would it feel?
Well, let's see. Does it hurt? Do you feel like you've been buried under a pile of rock? Or do you feel nothing at all?
I have nothing to compare it to. How does it feel to be considered an inferior race when compared to others who are just as soft and weak as you?
Fine.
How very fragile it must be. One touch and its kind crumbles, spilling liquid everywhere. No wonder they clad themselves in metal.
It takes more than just a touch, I'm sure.
I feel very solid and immortal. No putrid liquids to squirt out of me. Oh, no.
Now that you mention it, I suddenly rather feel like a delicate mushroom.
Dead darkspawn. Someone's been through here already. My guess is probably Branka in her house. Well, in any case, the majority of these areas leading down to the Anvil of the Void and our meeting with Branka are mostly fighting. And so, as I've done previously, I will edit this all together so that it'll focus on the plot points. And in the meantime, I'll just run around and slaughter Darkspawn and hopefully gain a few levels and some sweet items. So, I'll catch you on the other side. Okay, so as you can see on the map here, we had to take a small detour around the main drag here because, of course, this entire area here was collapsed in. But we cut our way through the Darkspawn all the way down this way, and then from here it branches off. You can take the southern route through the tunnels, or you can go through the roads proper, I guess you'd call it that. But in either case, you'll end up coming down here on this side, which, from our cursor here, says is on the way to Ortan Thaig, which is where we want to go.
So, Antiva. Wonderful place. Full of Antivans.
Ogren, if you want to bed me, you have only to ask.
What? Draw your weapon and say that again.
I jest, my foul-smelling friend. You are only slightly less attractive to me than a slime-filled pool of swamp water.
Better be.
You have my oath.
Bloody Antivans. This looks like the right way out. Ortan Thaig. It won't be long now.
Let's get started.
Indeed. Alright, part 2. Ortan Thaig itself.
By the tits of my ancestors. Ortan Thaig. I never thought I'd see this place in the flesh. I can see Branka all over this place. She always took chips from the walls at regular intervals when she was in a new tunnel. Checked their composition. If she was still here, though, she'd have sentries out by now.
What can you tell me about these ruins?
This was Caridin's home Thaig. He was an Ortan before he got raised to Paragon. Even stayed here when he could have had his own house. I guess he didn't want to move his people to Bunamar.
And what's Bunamar?
The city of the dead. Caridin built it to honor the Legion of the Dead, but it was more like a sodding mausoleum than anything. Of course, that was all before he built the anvil. After that, he was the city's pet genius until he angered the king and fell into disfavor.
So there was a city here once.
No, there was a Thaig here. The Ortan Thaig. Bunamar is north and west of here. But that's not important. Or at least I hope it isn't. The City of the Dead is known as the Dead Trenches since the Darkspawn conquered it. Much of the Legion was destroyed when the fortress fell.
And you have no idea where the anvil is, I take it.
No one does. At the time, Ortan Thaig was almost part of the main city. No one bothered to mark where the anvil was stored. Now it's impossible to know if it's been moved or even destroyed. But trust me, if we find it, we find Branka.
Alright, let's get going.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Alright, welcome to Ortan Thaig. Looks like it's going to be another sizable dungeon here.
Hey, Elf. You're all right.
Am I?
I was thinking that you're just all right.
Drunk again, Ogren?
Drunk again, Ogren? You sound like my father. He was all, "You're drunk. Stop wetting on the table."
How dare he?
At least my mom had the good sense to hide the booze from him, so, she could drink where he couldn't see her.
That's heartwarming.
Hey, buddy, let's not go crazy or anything. Keep your pants where I can see them.
Oh, the friendly banter between the elf and the dwarf, you gotta love it. Once again, we see some darkspawn slaughtered, along with some wicked-looking spiders. So I still think we're on the right route here. And barring any other plot events, once again, I will catch you on the flip side.